Please stand to the website. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Call to order the Broken Council meeting on March 12th at 6 p.m. Councilmember Lynn,
Present.
Councilmember Metrovich, Clerk Treasurer, Town Attorney is absent, Town Marshal,
Present.
Police Clerk,
Present.
Councilmember Schott is present. If we move on to receipts and minutes. I think we've got copies of these.
Yep.
Yep. And any questions?
Yep.
Anything, I'll make a motion that we accept the receipts presented to us. And did you have a chance to look at the minutes from last meeting?
Yes.
And the minutes that was presented to us by the clerk treasurer. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Minutes and receipts are passed. Move on to introductions and announcements. I see we have county officer. Are you running for office? County council, Amy Drake. We're glad you can make it, along with everybody else. Anybody have any introductions and announcements? And we can move on. Town attorney is absent. So we can move on to old business. Any old business we need to take care of? Okay, now we'll move on to new business then. Any new business? Okay, then we'll move on to town health and safety.
Want to go for calls first? Can I go first? Okay. So I'm going to go quick. So just in case the audience doesn't, I'm the only one that answers here. Everybody else. So anytime calls come in, complaints come in, I'm the one that gets it. And if anybody comes to the door and has complaints or hit with questions, I'd like to know what's going on. Recently an email went out and I wasn't included. So I'm asking to be included when it has to do with my department. According to the email, the council, it was a council decision. And was there a council meeting?
It wasn't a council decision, it was a council agreement. It was something we all agreed because we discussed it before.
Okay.
And
When did you discuss it? Because according to State Board of Accounts, you guys need to discuss it. It needs to be a public meeting.
okay, if you want to talk to this person up, if you want, no.
So now don't interrupt me because I'll interrupt you whenever you have your meetings. I always give you
But if it's a
respect.
Personnel matter.
Did you have a meeting?
Discuss it. No, we didn't have a meeting to
Okay.
make a formal
Why?
decision
Why?
because it was just talked about at different meetings when we've had exec sessions.
Okay.
And then when after talking to the town attorney, that's what I was informed to do.
Oh, okay.
So
I don't get included. So anytime something happens and people come to the door and I'm blindsided because a decision was made to do something or make my department do something, I get the brunt of it, but I don't get included in it. I think that's kind of crappy because we're supposed to work together as a team. That's not teamwork.
I apologize that you weren't included in the email, but it wasn't for everybody. It was just a suggestion. It wasn't a demand.
Okay.
And said that that's what has been complained to us. So we passed it on to the PD.
This was not a pass on. This needs to be enforced by Friday, March 6th and no later. That sounds like a demand, right?
It was as of today, the date. That it was.
As of today.
Yeah, because it had been asked of before this.
Okay.
On multiple
What
occasions.
you're asking, we understand people complain. And I understand people aren't happy with this. But we also cannot break the law to accommodate them.
I'm not asking them to break the law.
We need to get together and have meetings. the council needs to have a meeting with the police department. We haven't done that, and that's the way teamwork is. It's not done when a single member sends out an email to everybody and excludes me. That's not fair, and I don't do that to you guys. So whenever I got something going on, I include everyone.
And I apologize for not including you.
Well, I think we need to set another meeting
Well,
to discuss it.
we plan on it.
Yeah, I hope so. All right, moving on. Calls of service. We had 167 calls. The police officers are always busy, always out, and always are looking to keep an eye on everybody's houses. They are patrolling the streets like they usually do. If anybody has any complaints, I really wish that you would filter it through our department because I'd like to know about it. We also had 15 reports. We had 88 traffic stops. We also had 3 arrests, and we had 11 for the K9, where they included the calls of drug search, article search, and tracking. We also had burglary. Dan, you want to do that?
We had a burglary over here at one of the complexes, 09 and 21st, and just this. We find out he was an employee, was on federal probation. So after we detained him, we had to come into me. He handed out $1,000. Immediately left the account. The very following day, the U.S. Marshal. He has since been apprehended. Currently in, but we were able to, within 24 hours tonight, working like we did, tracked him down. He didn't honestly walk to us. They thought he was getting past a small town. Guess what? It may be a small town, but we still take people to jail and still do cops all day long every day. Not going to change.
Thank you guys. Yes.
Okay.
Or I have anything.
Any of you have any? I'm the one. Police.
Please.
For police.
Police related.
Yes. I mean, you are. No, I'm. Well. Good up. You ask. Any police complaints from anybody, and everybody in the room has seen me. Usually I'm stalking from watching. So, and I'm very, very rude and polite to similar topics. So, anything that goes on, make us aware of. I was told that one of them some complaints and speeding down, going up their traffic stops, and the amazing thing is, it's month already. The average speed when she was 47.8 miles. So we got there in traffic stops and nothing else. Disrespectful. And we're the most professional small people in here. Yes, but you can't cry. If you have complaints, come to me and have done. You're free to talk. Some people hear it. Anytime. Okay.
Well, safety. You're gonna move on to maintenance. Maintenance has, Advanced Property has been out doing hot patch on trying to get ahead of all the potholes after all the snow and stuff that we've had. There's still a few little ones that are popping up here and there that weren't there when they were out patching, but they're trying to stay ahead of it and, if Shane sees them, he'll go over with buckets and grab some ground up asphalt just to get in there, just to keep it a temporary until they're able to get some more patching material and come back through. But other than that, Shane has done a good job trying, along with Advanced Property, to keep the roads clear this winter and keep them salted the best we can with the budget that we've got to work with. But if you got questions about maintenance, take them. You got it. If not, we'll move on to town planning, zoning, and development.
I don't really have anything to bring up at the meeting, but other than Paul's Kitchen is open. So if you have a chance, maybe run by there, check them out, encourage them. Some business.
I think Alabama will get closer to hopefully opening back up again. Their fire damage.
Yeah, there's one red openings down for that.
That must mean they're getting closer. Any questions for town planning, zoning, and development? Well, I'll move on to park and recreation. There's not a whole lot to talk about that because there's no snow now and where there's no sledding on the hill. But, I do know that initially with maintenance that Advanced Property is coming back around to finish up with the leaf pickup that wasn't able to be done at the end of the year because of the weather. But they are planning on coming back through. So if you've got any to have out at the street, then you get them out there, then let them know that, hey, we're getting piles out there and it'd be a good time to come back through. But other than that, if there's anything for park and recreation, questions? Then we'll go to public input. Anybody got any input that they'd like to?
Okay,
Yeah, Marty.
I got two questions. Well, we're gonna negotiate a new contract. Well, not,
Actually, Clay Fire is working on they're expanding their tire territory along into Penn and Osceola. They've been having meetings that they've posted where it's included all 7 entities, and that will be voted on the 24th of this month.
just about,
Yeah. They've had Penn and Osceola come up with a plan B, just in case, or I should say, Penn and Harris Township came up with a plan B if the original agreement that would include the original Clay Fire territory and then bring in Penn and Osceola into Clay Fire territory. If that doesn't pass, then Harris Township wants to leave Clay Fire territory, merge with Penn, and kind of form their own. But the way it's looking, Penn and Osceola are going to merge with Clay Fire territory.
but we're not having,
No,
okay,
no, it's not changing our contract. We're still going to be covered.
Good.
And we'll still have the rating of 2 that they've acquired for our coverage.
all right, the second question. My clerk treasurer's report, if we get something like every check, every bill paid online, we get a copy of who it's for and what amount it is. Okay, thank you. We want us to be out there on the street when you're.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Anybody else have any public input? Yes, ma'am. Could you state your name and where you?
I've been in Roseland years. Been here a resident. Old Drive. Between the gate, between the front and back, moved on. The end of Road Street. 7 years and now I've been 50 years.
Really nice brick home on the.
Yes,
Yep.
yes. I never had to make, when I've made it, I've complained about this property for the last 3 years.
19.
Yes. And we can't stand, I mean, there's got to be some codes that they're breaking. There's got to be something that you can do. Sending them a paper and asking them to please clean up their yard is not doing it, there's got to be some kind of fines or something that can be laid on these people. And it won't do any good to send it in the house to the renter. It's gonna have to the people that own the house, which we have the address, we have the LLC name, and we have all that we can. We've researched on this about, but you're a different bunch of people. And we've called Homestead at least 5 years on these people.
I got your message. I gave it to Kurt and Julie. But if you've got the information of the LLC that owns it, that will help us out because we will directly to them. And we will follow through with it.
I can speak. I was on the board 4 years. They've only been there for 6 months. But for the 4 years prior to that, I remember your name and I sent letters and they did comply when I sent letters. I believe I sent them at least 2, might have been 3. Because I remember your names. I was just saying it's a nice brick brown house in the thing. But yeah, and they always complied. And we usually also do send it to the owner of the house. For that reason, because you're right, a lot of times that they won't. But this is the first time I've seen anything on it again, and we certainly will take care of it. I mean, like I said, I just saw it on the desk today was the first time. I mean, generally any complaint
Well, they applied this way. They'll clean it up for right now.
Mhm.
But we can give you stories. How many families are living there, and when it gets cleaned up, who does the cleanup, and when the other families come back, it starts moving. And I want you to know that there's trash out there. There's not only trash, there's garbage. And we're worried because we can see raccoons walking through our yard at night. I know they're in the trash. I'm sure there's rats, mice, and everything else.
Right.
And I'm not asking for landscapers to come out and fix the neighborhood. I want just,
No, because I can remember when I wrote the letters before, I always drive by and see if you can't just send a letter. You have to go look at stuff and see what's going on. And
They're right there cleaning up, put everything back.
that's what they do. They stack it in back.
okay.
I believe we actually had the health department over there at one time last year. Didn't we, Chief?
I got a nice bed.
Well, we will definitely, in one way, we will take care of it.
We did have the health department over there last year.
Separate issue.
Yeah. Yeah.
We'll involve the health.
And I guarantee we will.
Nobody ever expressed. Of course, we don't know. But
We will follow through with it. I mean, if we have to find them, we'll find them and we'll send it to the owners. Not the renters.
Yeah, they're gonna,
Right. They'll just move out and leave it.
they won't move out.
Is it the same renters or is it different renters?
that's the same rent's been there about.
Oh, it is the same exact same years. Okay.
Okay.
Ever.
Gotcha.
Well, if you can get us that information for the LLC,
Got it with
all right, I'll get with you after the meeting. How's that? And that way I'll make sure Julie has it and Kurt has it. And between the 3 of us, we'll get it taken care of for you the best we can. Well, yes, sir.
Okay.
Could you state your name and where you live on?
1614. You definitely know what which one you understand. I can follow that I thought and other stuff. Yeah. But the thing is what I don't understand. They start to help you out. And that's one is I don't understand why pick up truck and keeps moving. So it's way past my fence into my yard. When you guys send the city out to plow, I give them a little credit. Plow. I've done this 30 years. When I come in there, it's way, most stuff like, but then one night, super bad, and I give the guy credit. tried to come down home and plow. But the thing is, after I had it super nice and neat, and I did, I've done it for years. Truck was so far up that when he turned, he threw everything right back on my mailbox. Well, the mailman came in, hey, everybody got a letter. You could have no bill in the I've had some more deals. Tried to be criminals. I tried to be clean that really tried to keep the important stuff. But the thing is, how they ever done. Apparently ran a little bit, Joe Blow, whatever. Thoughts.
That red thing, Alan, red thing,
No, it's called SUV. It's SUV.
yes,
It was in the-
isn't it red?
No, it's
Green?
no.
It's a truck, does he drive the truck?
No, he get that in, he just revs the shit. I mean, rev, I'll sit there.
Watch. Watch.
And I'm just like, and they give me breath, and I'm just like, this is going on. Then the toys get on my yard, right behind us, and we threw the toys back in their yard, and then the toys went back in my yard, and then crashed. It's just said, oh, we had a long talk. Who's anything? He says, he's like, fed up. They do it everywhere, everywhere. Now you tell me, price a truck way down the road in the summer, come winter, they put it right there by my yard every winter. And then summer, it's back on the way. Now figure it out. And then I had to back down in pretty tight. She lied. I went, well, pretty. We'll get the plow truck and plow it because I know. We know, they're freezing.
You ain't moving it.
You ain't. If you know anything, like you are, pretty powerful. Quick, clean all that. And then I even did that phase perfect. But it's just so upsetting that why should I have to come back to so then, then the guy came over, bless his heart, trying to help me, and he back dragged back out of it, and he said he's just sick. I mean, he just fed up. It's always the same person every year.
Is it parked into the street at all?
With non SUV. It's in the street.
That's in the street, that's.
Yeah. It's in the out in the street. Yeah.
All right.
I think that's a Ford Escape, like,
Yeah.
I see it.
Yeah, there is.
Well, I'm some young kids.
We can rent that. That way if they don't move it after 72 hours, your red jacket, then
Okay,
Then that
every 45 days. I can't just leave it once again.
yeah, but it's funny how that green pickup doesn't keep
Yeah.
past my phone. And it's the same.
because the green truck was where the Escape.
Exactly.
It's like they moved it up, put it on there.
And they
You're gonna bait and switch.
every summer they do that. I don't understand. And then the guy that you said up front said, this makes no sense. Why would you put it there in the winter and then put it back in the summer? It's got a big drive and a huge drive.
Yeah. Oh, we're back.
Aren't you? Let's play. And then another, I guess me like that. Really need to bring up yellow house. Is tested in fact in test moving. In fact,
Danny, I thought they killed it.
no, we don't see it. They're not dead. She had cockroaches. We were telling her, you can catch it in 2 days. And then 3 days in a row, we had one on her door. 3 days in a row. I sprayed and sprayed and sprayed all the way around her house, down the driveway, sprayed white down there. And then I got my house. Tim don't run. I got it. Then I had come before, spent Wayne told me what to buy and it helped. And then I sprayed with a cup. bought the house, the guy right now that's living there, come over to my house. And they, I think it was, like, anyways, talked to him. He came over and said that you can't cook cockroaches. He's moving out. And so that.
We had a
Yeah. Yeah, we had the health department.
That money. It has to be, it has to be. I know. And he said, "You're right, you're right." Good health, where it's a year. Half the time,
We had five.
I know it. We're higher.
I'll I'll put in I'll put in another call to the health department and let them know that it's back. Well, we had them out there.
20 years.
Yeah.
House has to be done in purchase. Boy, because when she got, you know, different house, and I just said, being really big.
Because we actually had the health department out there last year, and then they're the ones that are to enforce it.
You can go to his house, right? He before him, he came over to my house. He said, "Oh, I'm moving." He came on. I have used
When you talk to him again, tell him to call the health department and complain against his landlord. Because if he calls and we call, then we'll have a better chance of getting the health department back out there.
I talked to him and his you should talk to them before they moved in. I said, "Dude, I'm sorry. And I don't feel bad, but you don't want to be."
And Shock is gonna go in the front center 4 or 5 times. But he's an ass for part of my stretch that I don't know. Okay. We have this issue of Ward 1 residents. Okay, we've made formal complaints, we sent police reports. He gets reports. Heather takes the reports too. So when you call, be animated, be cordial, with enforcement, because they don't want to do anything. They really don't,
No, they won't.
and we'll do the ill enforcement mechanism we have here. But if you guys can get, and Amy, if you could say something to Pat too, because Skavinsky from the health department, he's like second underneath, I forget what the top guy's name is. Jim.
I got it wrote down in my office.
Send me whatever info you have, I will also.
Okay. Thank you, Amy. Appreciate it.
Yeah, we appreciate any help we can get because like we said, we've had other properties that should be condemned and tore down. They've come out and they've condemned them, and then they turn around and uncondemn them, and nothing's been done at the house. And
It's
actually.
yeah. And he went out.
originally around the house. That's that Oriental and Green. They're familiar with her. They've even got her name because the last time I talked to Pat, he said, "Yeah, it's such and such," and gave her name. And I was like, "Yeah, that's who I was told owns it," because she called here wanting to see about getting hooked up to city water sewer. And I said, we don't have that right there. And I said, so if you need a new well, you have to have a new well dug. I said, however, you got to do something with the infestation first before you can do anything else. And that's when the health department went and supposedly condemned it.
Well, they did condemn. How long did they condemn for? Like 3 months?
Yeah.
And you didn't work in it Danny when it was condemned.
I know.
because he had the windows wide open and pulling everything out. We stopped and talked to him all the time, you know.
He told you that. You guys see what I had to do to.
I can't believe you were going in and done.
Yeah.
I did. I'm just.
So most of it is condemned one. One allows it to be So they would have had to come back out and inspected it
Yeah.
and said it's okay.
And there's no way, no way, because when they're infested with them, it's like gallons in. They get it behind the whole place. I mean, they're more prolific.
The biggest. That they'll only condemn it, no water, no sewage, no electric.
Yeah.
They don't really say. Uncondemned.
Well, and even when they supposedly get their water and electric hooked back up, when we know that they did, they still uncondemn it. Because we've had a house that has had human feces in buckets and jugs all out inside the house. And all they did was move them to the backyard and took a picture showing that they had water in their hand underneath the spigot for outside, saying that they have water. And the only way they could have water is if they have electric, which then nobody's lived in a house for at least 10, 15 years because it's a hoarding situation. But the backyard is, I mean, it's nasty. And they come out, they condemn it, and then they say, oh, well, she showed a picture. And it's like, go out there and make them turn on the outside water and show them that you got electric because they're on well water. So they got to have electric for the pumping. It falls on deaf ears.
And the light she shows them that works, to show she
And
has
so on.
a solar light. On the outside of the house.
For like they're investigating and it's whatever. And I'm gonna say this though, how's yours, everybody was up on the street. We understand, remember, that's a very nice plot.
Yeah.
I should see one of those years, every house. Like that. We had about 5 different neighbors. None of them let the house go like that. We had no problem, any of them. And I have one more question.
Well,
After
before
you send out, you know, what do you call that, what you send out, to them, some kind of warnings?
Yeah.
Action. And if they don't comply, are there fines that can be put on to them?
Yeah.
Because on this
Yeah.
fine thing,
Well, we've got to follow a process.
I understand.
And but we will, and we've done it with the hotels. We find them, and if they don't pay, look, and we take them to court. We're not going to back down from any fines that we levy against any resident or business in town. If they deserve it, then we're going to stick to it because we're going to back our PD because they're most of the time they're the ones that are fining them because it's police calls to the hotel. And we don't get any hotel motel tax. So if they're burning up our officers' time and our tax dollars for their calls, then we've got to have some way of trying to get it either stopped or reimbursed for their time and effort and everything else.
And we're aggressive,
Very aggressive.
seriously aggressive.
Marty, I got the lady over here. She's been waiting patiently. Then I'll get back to you.
Environment. But below, yeah, I live across the street from that. You know, you can't do a lot about employees. Here, nothing, being for employees, my bad. The one next to me is really bad too. The house was empty for over 3 years, and gutted.
Right.
The bathroom really. The others. What's the other? Like this liar. I break it up, I actually. They sold it to someone on my contract and he can't get anybody. There's all kinds of, damage. Bad.
Is that the White House is right after the apartment?
21 and 23.
21, 123.
Did you live in 125, did you, ma'am?
I got license. The other night, we almost brought myself.
I know what you're talking about. 'Cause I drive by there. I do drive the streets. If you ever see a dark blue pickup truck that's sitting out here driving the streets, that's me. Because I'll drive it because these guys have other jobs. So.
You got blue pickup?
Yep. Not a problem. But if
don't, no range practice. Okay.
Yeah, that's good.
Right. Really bad. Buffalo cow. Wow. Has a bright light. And behind it, in there at, okay, the truck, yeah. Truck, my backyard is big. It's absolutely blinding. It's in there. Yeah. Yeah. Time.
He, I watched him tilt him down, but that outdoor lighting is like it's fine.
Yeah, you could, if you come here at nighttime,
But sneaking down here, I can see it.
I think we've got a light. We've got a,
You know, I haven't even viewed that. It's, I mean,
Yeah.
it's brighter than daylight.
You heard it.
look down.
Might my not be able to sit out backyard. Why?
I'm supposed to be meeting with the owners next week, so I'll see what I can do.
Oh, that was right.
So it's not hard. It's ridiculous.
Any amount of light,
Free.
you know.
Yeah.
You
Has it been like that a while?
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's right. I'll see what I can do this week when I meet with them.
Yeah, pretty much.
And sleep.
You know, give you what's right. Yeah, do that. These questions are. You,
right.
Yeah.
it's fine.
You'd rather see the flame light than the I understand. Yeah. Let's, Marty?
Yeah.
Remember Snyder's garage, that was, it happened to all these animals, lice, rats, thing. We took it to court. And the judge gave permission to tear the garage down, and it's gone now. So there is a path to do it.
I went for,
We took pictures too. The judge loved the pictures. That's it. So,
No discharging firearms within the
But yeah, we'll see what we can do with the health department and
well,
and if there's any pictures, any information that you want to pass along to us that would help us with the health department, feel free to stop by.
Yeah.
And we'll, because our residents mean a lot to us.
I do. The money thing, how you guys, he can really, I mean, he can explain everything he has. Him, I mean, we're talking him. Then he got so bad that he has martyrs. He had to make sure his ex kept killing and
That's
trying to kill the tyrants.
that's
Pigs restaurant.
They're probably.
No, she hires cleaners. I work for the. I know I have to go into the house. I understand that. Which I'm with you, hearts. You know, but when I left the house, no bug there. And people that own the house, I work with. They're Japanese or Korean ones. But he goes to prison 6 months. He's in Peru right. The sister-in-law is the house. But Alex, opinion, you can really not understand her. So, you know,
I've talked to her before.
yeah, so you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you talk to whoever Spike, Betsy, then you have a conversation with her. But I explained her out a lot of things. I don't want to explain. Yeah, I mean, basically, I work for some. I mean, it's not, it's not. It's a blue house. There's a shed in the back, but that's the main on. This shed is packed with nothing but trash to the top. There's no door. I mean, I'm telling you that, there's so many back to my yard right now. I mean, that, yeah, you know, see, it's very huge.
So,
Very, that's even the battle beach. Like, is there this long? Like a kid bridge. You gotta be ready for.
When that was this the other day.
Lots of talk about stuff.
But they're all full.
That's pretty much first. And you will never get. You call him out, that's first. I did, I'm gonna probably call you.
That's we did it, thought he got ready.
I agree.
He got it was it. It's staying there.
well, that may have their desk, that,
I think you want to. That's fine, 5 and 6 visits.
Sure, make it.
Face.
Keep on that side of the highway.
we got any more, public input?
Guys. We really appreciate it. It's nice to see this.
Yeah,
There's nobody, it's just, we feel, you know, and I don't give a shit about accolades for police, I don't, but I like to see you guys have, you can be interactive with the county. Trying to revive it, you know, and it's the only way you can do it, is if you get your public in, there's no other way to, you know, and if we're doing it, well, right, right?
It's airport.
Got
He was great. I mean, you would, I did what I could. Yeah, you in my house, man. Walk the back yards and find wood. So, you know, hey, I mean, we're all about it.
Yeah, you are.
These guys are the best. Yeah. That's great. He knows my heart. That's why I give it that price.
I don't know how to function. Hey, you just gave me
Yeah. Yeah. He might put him aside.
well, is there any more public input before we adjourn? Okay, I make a motion that we adjourn at 6:44 PM. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Hi.
Aye, we're adjourned. And